Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So this video is for you, Cancer. Welcome, as I say. And like as always, I want to say a great big thank you to everyone for your likes, shares, comments, and also donations that have been coming in as well. So, and along with that, just remember, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe to my channel now, and or my Facebook page if you're following me on Facebook, if you want to follow me on Facebook. So I'm changing the way that I am sharing or doing the sharing these videos on Facebook. So and so that's why I'm encouraging everyone to connect with both platforms, because, you know, one obviously, as you will know, and or maybe you don't know, there are different things that go on different platforms, and or social media platforms anyway. So I'm just trying to adjust some things in the way that I work, you know, and it may be something that's going on for you as well, not just in your work, but in your life, which is in your in your life, basically. So it could be across all areas of your life. You know, could be relationships, not only with others, but with yourself, mostly and importantly, but also which means that, you know, when we look at ourselves, things on outside of us really need to be or are going to be adjusted, because it's not some things may be more in alignment than others, and something, you know, and so some things are not going to fit with the internal growth and the internal learning, whatever it has been going on. There's been shifts and things that have been happening within you. It's like you're not the same person to some degree, you know. Yes, there is the essence of you and there are aspects of you, but it's like there's been a shift within you, and it's you know, and sometimes we just have to let go of things. So there may have been a little bit of resistance there for some of it, or a little bit more processing in the sense. So it's not just resistance in letting go or releasing or accepting. You know, accepting is, you know, part of the process of releasing. Acknowledging is part of the process of releasing, and then we learn to it. You know, once we acknowledge something that something isn't quite working for us, or for you know, because it's affecting us in some way or form, not necessarily a negative thing, or, you know, so I'm not necessarily talking about negative things or looking at things negatively here. So this is like positively, you know, we grow and we just outgrow things or situations, places, you know, relationships. So it's not necessarily like if you're in a spousal relationship that it's going to be an ending to it. It may be for some of you, but not necessarily. So there may be like growth in the relationship where you see something more amazing about your spouse, you know, and it may be that you know, so there's some sort of growth in there. So it helps us to shift within ourselves to, you know, to figure out what is going on with us. So, and that's where the shift is. And it's like, if we've had the shift within ourselves and we start to see other things and other people, like I say, not necessarily negative or not good things, but also these other things that about these people who are in your life. Not only that, but work, you know, how we operate within our business, our work, our you know, or career, friendships, partnerships, whether it be, you know, in a relationship or with business, or in community groups or whatever. It's just, you know, this is about really going back into more about, you know, being in your truth, or in, you know, it's all of those things, being in your truth, walking your walk, and talking your talk and all that sort of thing. But what is comfortable for you now may not have been comfortable for you when you were younger. So as you know, if you're my age, like I'm 56 now, so I mean, obviously when I was 25, different, I would have been acting or responding in a different way, because I was coming from a 25-year-old energy, mind frame, that sort of thing. So, and then I was a young mum then as well. So, and ready to have my, getting, pregnant with my second child. So there's, I'm not that same person. I'm on the other end of the spectrum now, where my children are having children and that sort of thing, or have had children. So, we tend to, just a reminder, just to, thinking that, and even if you're not my age, it's just like, and you're listening to this, you'll know what I mean from when you were younger as well. And even if you're 21, you'll still realize that actually when you look at, it's like for some of you, maybe around that age that are watching this now, that, and you look at, it's like there's been shifts in you, and you look at your parents and blah, 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 and see these things about, in relationships, and maybe your siblings, and, at any age group, really, there's this, I don't know, there's this energy around with a lot of you that maybe on a deeper level, there's been something coming out of that, okay, from that shifting. Let me see where they're going. That was not my intention to go there, but it's just like the way that Spirit are working with me now, and I have different guides in now, and with my evolution of the week, the way I used to work, and the guides that were coming in, they were there for me at the time, with knowing that I was beginning to grow, and understand, my connection with Spirit, my connection with my guides, and the world as I knew it back then and before then, and going further into, going into the future, what information, what knowledge do I need to take with me, and to learn, share, learn, grow, share, teach, whatever, and with others. So there's that sort of thing that's going on. So there's another, and I guess, really when we think about it, it's all signs, everybody is going through this evolvement, shifting, changes, whether they realize it or not, in some way or form, there is. And then some are maybe not going there, and that's okay, that's their journey, so, and for some reason they brought that in. So it's just like, we are all leaders, we are all role models, and it's stepping into that space. So I feel like there's something there that you're bringing through, and there's a different way that you are being now, within you, within you, and without of you as well. Okay, so I hopefully, I know not all of you are going to understand that, or it's not going to fully resonate with you, but in some way or form, for that to be channeled through, I guess I needed to say that, or it needed to be shared with you. So, anyway, lots of love. So anyway, going back to my spiel, so the messages that come from here, I just want to remind everybody that come through, they may or may not resonate with you. So if they do, that's wonderful. If they don't, well, or if they don't all, if it doesn't all resonate with you, then just take what does and leave what doesn't for now. Often it's a forecast. It could be a forecast for you. So, which is why it's not resonating with you. So, and if it really truly doesn't now or in the future, then it's obviously not meant for you. Okay. So now where are we going? Where are we going? So anyway, so this reading is for, or this session, reading, the messages coming through here are for those of you, if Cancer is in your chart and is in your chart, and it may be your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign for you. If you don't know what your other signs are, then check out in the description box below. There is a link to a website that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. So you can have a wee peruse there and check out some of that information. It's quite fascinating. Well, I find it quite fascinating, and it kind of makes for me a lot of sense when I read about different aspects of different astrological signs there that I'm connected with, my energy is connected with, and also how the planets are, are an influence with their energy as well. So anyway, so you check that out. So if you are wanting to look a book, a reading, healing session, or a clearing session with a property, or house or property, or an objects, my contact details are in the description box below, so you can reach me through there. So anyway, just moving on with your reading. So I've been drawn to bring out the crystals again. So today I find myself, if you're wondering, wearing lapis lazuli. Yesterday I was wearing apatite, and I was probably wearing that for a couple of days. So we're just shuffling these cards here and see what comes out for you, my amazing Cancerians. Amazing. Oh God, not the half the deck. Anyway, so I'm just gonna. I've just asked for one, but I wasn't obviously specific enough. So we're just wanting a card. I did actually say out loud. So see what comes up, and the half the deck fell out. So there's obviously a few things, but there'll be one or two that will come up. Thank you. That would be most suitable for most of you. And as always, like I've mentioned in the other videos that I've made when I've brought the crystals out, is that if you don't want to buy any more crystals and you've got enough there, or you may have it may be that it's out of your reach financially and or physically to purchase in some, or these particular ones that may come up for you. You may actually have something that's in your collection already that has the same properties. But however, what I have been doing, what I do like to do as well, if I can't get a hold of it quick enough, is to, or I just don't want to buy it, and add to my collection, I will Google it. I will look on the internet and find an amazing image that resonates with me, and I will put that on my set it as my background, and then meditate into that. Okay, hone into that beautiful energy, and it's really interesting, because and amazing, how the energy just pops out, or like not even just pops out, just like sends itself out from the laptop or the computer screen. So just and because we are all energy, so just tune into that. So Aquamarine, I'm just gonna so what I used to do was actually get ahead of myself and and find the information first, because I just find the information on the card, or what's written on the card, doesn't really resonate with where I'm going with it, and for these short readings and messages. So it's kind of like so I'm just find myself doing this, looking here on the internet, because there's some brief messages there, as well as some of the notes that I have written. So anyway, so this one, there's some energy here, words of meaning that is just brief, so check it out for yourself. Aquamarine evokes the purity of crystalline waters, and the exhilaration and relaxation of the sea. It is calming, soothing, and cleansing, and inspires truth, trust, and letting go. The name Aquamarine comes from the Latin aqua marinus, meaning water of the sea, and refers to its sparkling ocean-like color. So now let me see what else it's got here. So often this aquamarine is considered a gateway crystal to spiritual access, It can help you achieve a closer connection with the outer manifestations of your spirituality and with your inner self. So that's interesting that we should talk about, you know, the inner self, you know, what has been going on there for you. So it is also associated with tranquility, serenity, clarity, and harmony. As the first of the spring birthstones, the sea blue crystal represents transformation and rebirth. It embodies youthful vitality, purity, loyalty, hope, and truth. So I think that's kind of like says it all, doesn't it? Says a lot. So number 7, it's number 7 in the deck with this Aquamarine. So, and 7 for me is about creation and really realizing that, you know, at the end of the day, we are the ones who, you know, create, you know, what it is we want to create in our lives. So it's, you know, learning about ourselves as being the creator of our financial success, or financially what we're wanting to manifest, our relationship success, how our life, basically everything, and how we in life, basically, if that's what, and how we manifest things, looking within, and how it manifests things through taking action, through making adaptations, changes within our lives, within our perception, all that sort of thing. So basically, if we learning about ourselves as being the creator of what it is that we want to be, do, have, give in our lives, who it is that we want to be, do, have, give, and, you know, and have in our lives and give in our lives as well. And all of that, and whys, the who's, what's, whys, and how's, and everything in every which way. So that's what the number 7 is anyway for me, how I read it anyway. So I'm going to use the Starman Tarot deck today also, which is one that's come to me recently, and so it has these amazing affirmations that go with it, and what the essence of the card is about, or the message is about in this deck, as with all the others as well. But I was particularly drawn to them. So you may be particularly drawn to something new or something different in your life, or something that's been, you know, you've resonated with. So I've always been resonated. I love David Bowie, so, and the illustrator, and is, you know, one of has been inspired by the artworks that have been created for David Bowie, and the artist is what's it, David DeAngelis or something like that. So anyway, so, which is interesting, the Starman, and of course always, you know, connected with multi-dimensional and intergalactic energies as well. So so it's kind of stands to reason, as with most of us, or a lot of us, and some of us don't just don't realize it yet. So there we go. As I'm waiting there, so the World. Actually, you know what, this card, when I was shuffling and mucking around before, as I was setting up, this card fell out, and I put it back in. I thought, oh, I think that's for yours, and I thought, no, well, we'll see, and I wonder if it will come out again, and it did. So the World. So this is, you know, the World, like in with most, it's like there's a cycle. And I feel like that you've completed a cycle and you've come to the end of it, okay, or end of a cycle, whatever that is. So, and the affirmation or the meaning, or the, or not so much just the meaning, but the message that comes with this, with this card is, Universe, I am your beloved conduit for the radiance and grace of life. So what I've done, yeah, so, and that's what goes with this card. So basically, you know, it's like something has come full circle, and you've traveled a journey, and yes, okay, there's, you know, there's still learning to go from it, but you've traveled a journey, and you've got to a place where there is more, or you'll get to a place, if you're not there yet, and some of you I'm hearing like are arriving at a place where you're more understanding or more knowing. It's in alignment with what the learnings and that you've had in these last 3-4 months, last year, you know, last 2 years, and maybe longer for some of you. So, and then we have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups for me is, and this deck is like, I use my imagination. So it's about those dreams, those daydreams that you put out there. You know, when you, like, one of the cards in the a deck that I use is, there's a picture of a male energy, could be a female. I'm saying that, not just saying, but of a person sitting on a bench and, you know, just having all these dreams and things like, and using their imagination as to what life could be like or what they're wanting to do, you know, achieve in their lifetime, and so on. So it's like, I feel like it's like for some of yous, you know, your dreams have changed. Or there's been an adaptation with your dreams, and some of them it's like you're maybe redreaming, you know, creating something new, because wherever it is that your journey has taken you has obviously enlightened you, or, you know, changed in a way, changed your course of, you know, direction, your path. For some of you, it might be dramatically. For some of you, it may be, well, still dramatically, but not in the way that how it's come about. But it's like there's a different set of knowing and or understanding about what it is that, you know, this next part of your journey where you're going. And it's like there's a coming together of it's like, I get it now. I get why this happened that way, and I get why I went down that path and not that path. I could have chosen going down that path, but I didn't. And I get why this has happened. And I, you know, so there's more of an understanding of why things have happened, and, you know, and if, you know, and an acceptance, and there's a, you know, in a healing, there's a lot of things that are going on there for each and every one of you, but it's kind of going on along those lines. And then we have the Five of Cups. So there may have been a time where you have been just so inconsolable. So I just feel like, you know, the World card is obviously the lead card, and is the where is the income they're coming into, and the Seven of Cups is more about the direction. So like, dream big, and some of you will be dreaming big. You may be and it may be just about you looking at and having new dreams now, or different dreams, similar things in the other dreams, but it may have shifted slightly. So and added some things, other things in there with more of with a different energy behind it. That's where they're going. So the Five of Cups, something has probably happened or has happened that you know, where you have been inconsolable. But I'm just hearing, you know, there's a shift, and some of you may be going back in and out of it. So it's like not staying in there, is remembering and reminding yourself of the growth that came from this place, rather than going right in there and staying in there. So every now and then you may have go in that space of remembrance, you know, of what that felt like. And there's a reason for it. So maybe you're needing a bit of a zhuzh up, and maybe it's somebody else that you can help to and share your experience and how you have moved through that time with with as much love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure as possible. Okay, so then the Sun. Okay, so the Sun. So I celebrate the golden opportunities that life brings. And I don't think I need to say any more. I'm kind of lost for words, which is not like me. So I'm just thinking, where am I going with that, Spirit? So, and I kind of see, you know, there is, you know, that it's just like looking at it that way. And I feel like the energy is shifting where some of you are heading down that direction more so now, even though there may be, you know, some sort of grief or sadness or disappointment, or in that way, disappointment, and where they're going. And you know, there's a shift in that. So, because I'm hearing it's the grief is not so much only about the loss of a loved one, or a situation where you were in where there was a loss of life. But it could be, you know, there may be something that's really super disappointed you with a loss, you know, through for a court battle or court case, or just something something, you know, that somebody has said or done. It could be that something like that. So thinking outside of the square, okay, or outside of the circle for that one. But and it may have taken you a little while to recuperate or rebalance yourself. And that, and you know, it's like what I'm feeling here, sensing here is, you know, the sun is coming out. So whatever that cycle is like, put those dreams out there. This is your life, only you can create it, and it will be the way that you create it, basically. So it's up to you. At the end of the day, the buck stops and starts, or starts and stops when we choose it to, with us, basically. So I do have a message from a new deck of cards, which is the Voyager Tarot. So these are, yeah, like I say, a new one. This is the few, oh, shivers. Other than a reading for myself, this is the first time I've used them, apart from, yesterday, for the 3 signs that I did yesterday. So they're a very different set of cards. Once again, unique to themselves, of course, but the crystals and the creators of this have moved away, similarly to the creators of the Starman Tarot, from the traditional meanings or way of explaining what each card means. So there are similarities. They've just shifted from that side, but there is value, I believe, in all of them in some way or form. It's really up to us and our perception of what we believe. So anyway, see what happens. Voyager Tarot, what do you have? Oh, okay, there's a few in there that's come out from there. Holy shit, there's 4, 5, oh no, there's 4. So okay, so the 2 of crystals, equanimity is in this one. So I do feel like there's something, you know, that's you may be of 2 minds about doing something and shifting and moving into a space. So with the crystals, it's like the swords, the 2 of swords. So there may be, but I do feel like it's not rushing, making a decision that needs to be rushed as well. So it depends on what's going on the other side of it. But I just feel like not being pressured. This is about you making a decision for you, but it's also taking into account that there is a decision that needs to be made, and not made lightly, but made with you asserting your power. Okay, in the sense that that where you're going is where you know that you want to go. Okay, I think you get that. So, and then we have time and space with this one, and it's number 20 in the deck. So I'm not sure what this one is, but it's time and space. I guess, you know, from intuitively reading this one, it is basically time and space. And I want to go back to the World card here, just letting you know that there is a time and space. So with, where are they going with that? Okay, so like this is actually the card before the World card, and the World is pretty much near the end of the deck. So there's something about what I'm hearing and how they're interpreting this is like there's something coming to an end. So some of you may not be at this end, the end of that cycle, but you're on your way. So there is a time and and space. It's like time. Oh, okay. I've got 2-3 different energies like talking to me, so trying to bring that through that message. But I just, what I'm feeling that there is time and there is space. And one of them is talking about, it's about just taking your time in the space that you're in. Because if you make a decision that's, based on the influence of others, then it's like you're going to probably beat yourself up. So it's just that's where they're saying making a decision that is wholeheartedly coming from you. That's where I'm getting. So it's like how we've, but it's just reminding you that actually you can make another decision after that decision. But I kind of feel like for you, it's really for some of you or a lot of you, you may be finding in yourself where you're at a pivotal point or a pivotal moment where it's like I want to do this for me, and I want to do it for all the right reasons. Okay, so then we have the Ten of Cups, and which is interesting because the Ten of Cups talks about emotionally there is, something is emotionally, they're in this transition of emotional transition, moving into like the Page of Cups, where there's a new beginning, where he takes you into the new beginning of the new stage of life, or a new stage of being, or a new stage of understanding, with knowledge and how you're going to implement it. So, but basically I just feel like, with you, I feel like this is you, this Ten of Cups, because you are the, and this is obviously you with the Five of Cups here. That's going in there, and the Seven of Cups. This is all about you. And and it really is literally all about you, but it's like, not in an egotistical way, but obviously you're going to be looking at things all round, because you've got that the World Cup there. So there's something that that is like a celebration of some sort that's coming together for you, and it's like you kind of like it's like you feel like you're getting everything's are starting to come together, because that is about passion. About the Ten of Cups is about passion. It's like there's a it's like maybe I'm just feeling like maybe some of you are starting to feel your passion start to arise, where because you're allowing yourself to see things or to move in a direction where you thought you'd never ever be going, or you thought you back to again for some of yous, and not all in, but there is in some way or form, but also a new beginning in the way that you're thinking about that. So, but because you may have lost a bit of passion with what you are doing, with certain areas or all areas of your life. But I'm hearing for a lot of you in your work, in your business, or something to do with financially bringing in that income. But for some of you, it's kind of may have been life in general because of one thing or another. Anyway, so there's something there, that energy is moving. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So there's also something, it's like you're cutting through some of the bullshit, or a lot of the bullshit basically, and you have done with what's going on in your mind and overthinking things, but also, you're starting to take action with some of the life challenges that have been presented to you, and dealing with them, and processing them, accepting them, and just getting on with life, knowing that it's that you've got to keep moving with whatever that is. It could, like I say, it's about moving in the direction where you want to move and creating it, basically, because you are the creator of whatever that is, and bringing that whole journey, this journey that you've been through, or using that as a tool to help not only you, but others as well. Leading the way. So the 10 of Worlds, wow, beautiful. Reward. So this talks about reward. And I see the 10 of Swords. I don't know why I said that, but I think I saw Worlds. I need to put my glasses on. But I'm relating that to the 10 of Swords as well, okay? Because it fits. It feels right. But there's definitely going on there. Reward. So there's a reward coming. Whatever that reward is, I have no idea. So, you know, watch this space, basically. Okay, so I just want to quickly draw a card from here, from what the angels want to say a few words. And this is, Archangel Raphael, who has come forth, that I've picked up. Okay. Talking about healing the past. So there's something that you may be healing in the past. So it's about going there and allowing yourself to do it. Heal the past in the now for the future. So by doing this healing like now, it's like clears the way for the future, basically. So you can move really a lot more fluently or a lot more fluidly with it, and it's like make it special. So whatever it is that you're doing, there may be a celebration that's coming up. So make it special, okay? Or it may be Christmas that's coming up that you may be thinking of, and you may be, and maybe in the back of your mind. So it's about, like Spirit is saying, is make it special, no matter what is going on with it. It's like to help lift your spirits as well. So there may be a birthday celebration or an anniversary or something, and that may not necessarily be Christmas or New Year's, but I'm hearing Christmas as well. So magic is in every moment. Make the most of it and make the magic, okay? That is the last message that was from Archangel Raphael today. So now that I've said Archangel Michael, I'll have to pick up his cards because I kind of feel a bit of a prompt there. I'm just aware too that this reading has gone on for quite a while, so I hope you've stuck around for it to hear what they have to say. Okay, there we go. So clear your space. So I'm getting I'm getting like decluttering of energy. So not just spiritually and energetically, but also decluttering physically as well. So clear your space. So there may be clearing space, in your energy field, okay, as well. It's clearing your mind. And the space in there, and also I'm feeling for some of you that is that, but also in your house and where your abode, clearing and cleansing that space and blessing it, but also in your property, but also physically, decluttering. It could be your wardrobe, it could be your whole house, it could be your kitchen, it could be your bathroom as well, it could be whatever it is. So anyway, just saying. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you now, or we're going to leave that with you now, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, and prosperity, in abundance. Okay, and that comes from myself, my amazing spiritual team, including my ETs. Okay, I was going to say extraterrestrial guides, but there was intergalactic energy guides, as well as, the energy of Cancer. So bye for now. We'll see you next Tuesday.